Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my channel. Today let's talk about North Node in Taurus. Before we do that, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, support the channel and use the links down below to know more about my content and to book services and readings with me. So first, what is the North Node? The North Node represents what are you here to learn in this lifetime and represents things that you might be unfamiliar, that you might be nervous or you might be uncomfortable doing, right? And what is Taurus? Taurus is fixed earth, the ability to be fixed, consistent or stubborn with your own way of having security, stability, privacy, and to receive and maintain love, validation, efficiency and profit, physically speaking or emotionally speaking, right? So and then Taurus is ruled by Venus, ruled by Earth, and the moon is exalted in Taurus. So all of those things that I just said will be about the Venus side being more sophisticated, being more relatable, and looking more for pleasure and good like relationships or good interactions. Then ruled by the Earth, so being more realistic, more on point, being more patient, and taking time to develop things that you think are valuable to you. And then the moon is exalted in Taurus, so you might be, or the energy in Taurus in itself is very insecure, or might be very insecure, very strong emotions and feelings, or just you attract things very quickly, or you attract a lot of things into yourself whenever you have Taurus in your alignments or your Taurus house, right? So with North Node in Taurus, it means that you are uncomfortable, unfamiliar, or you don't know how to do these things, which is to be fixed in your own way, to have stability, security, and privacy and pleasure in your life. Or it might be just showing these things up, because the moon is exalted in Taurus, and Taurus really likes to be a bit more private, or only show up when the product is finished, when you already have the stability, when you already have the business going on. But more times than often, you need to connect with others and talk with others and show others your value and your idea, keyword, in order for them to come together and help you, give you some good ideas, give you spiritual energy to then build up whatever it is you're trying to build, right? Because it doesn't need to be a product on itself, a physical thing. It can be a concept, it can be a routine and pattern, it can be a way to go about business in general, right? So you might feel uncomfortable in showing your project before it's done. You might be uncomfortable in showing your ideas because most likely you're not sure about their value as the idea, or your value, or the value of people that you are connecting with, or you might even be unsure on how they value, or if they value you, right? You might also be uncomfortable in being fixed in your routines and patterns, right? Because it's not about the routine and pattern, that's more like Virgo, like the routine in itself, but it's about what is in that routine. It's not about spending 8 hours every day, for an example, is what are you doing, or what is the purpose, right? Because Taurus is the more watery spiritual sign because of the moon exaltation, which brings more emotion, more feeling, and the need of purpose and the need of support or something to explain to yourself, why are you doing that thing? Why are you so fixed? Why are you so stubborn, right? So you might be feeling uncomfortable in spending a lot of time in something, right, that really like it requires you. It's not like you need to feel safe, or it requires you to be there, because if you are not, it will not get done. So you might go through the comfort zone of Scorpio, which is get into your desires, get into your passion, into your frustration, or your aggressiveness, to kind of go around and do the bare minimum to stay alive or to stay fit into society. But there is more, right? There is a stronger purpose to your routine and pattern, to why you should be fixed and consistent with your own way to have safety, and stability in your life, right? So also with North Node in Taurus, you might feel uncomfortable in letting go of certain things, right? Just in general, or to go really deep into your practices, into your reality, into your business, or in even a bit further than that, explaining to others, right, why you care so much about something, why you value so much something, why you keep being stubborn or consistent or so attached to something. Because the attachment is a power and a curse to Taurus, right? Because of the moon exaltation. Every time a planet is exalted, it might be too much, but that you can use it for good purposes or for bad purposes. So here it kind of plays two roles in your North Node. You might feel uncomfortable in detaching, or you might feel uncomfortable in not attaching itself, but in explaining or actually making sense of why are you attaching to something, right? And like I said a bit earlier, you might go into that Scorpio South Node, because by default, if you have North Node in Taurus, your South Node is in Scorpio, and you might just satisfy yourself with the desire and with the feeling and actually not make sense out of it, actually not be practical with it, and actually not showing others, right? That's important. Earth is the externalization of water, right? Is the showing and being and acting out on your purposes in a purposeful way, but also in a realistic way, right? So you might feel uncomfortable in explaining even to yourself and others why are you so stubborn or consistent in a routine, in a business, in a limit, in a boundary, in a specific circumstance, or in supporting somebody else, right? And if you have North Node in Taurus, you are here to learn how to do all these things. You are here to learn how to have your own way to make sense, be realistic, and also do that in a sophisticated way, in an efficient way, in an emotional, purposeful way, and in a way where others can see you as realistic, stable, and like fixed on your own things. Because sometimes you might be wrong, you might be rude, you might even lack communication skills, but if others see you consistent and that you go deep into your values and you protect your values and you revolve, not you, but your life revolves around your values, they will, I'm telling you, they will put everything aside that they see negative about you, and they're gonna value because of that. So if you have North Node in Taurus, you really have to be really fixed and consistent with your own way to be realistic, making sense, being sophisticated, having a purpose and meaning behind your own routines and patterns, your own physical circumstances, your own limits and boundaries, and your own way to support yourself and others. Because Taurus, it's all about support, right? So you also might feel uncomfortable in supporting others because you are afraid they might betray you, you're afraid they might not support you back, you are afraid it's not worth it or it's not valuable to you. But you have to do it anyway with North Node in Taurus because you are learning how to do that, right? And like when you're learning math, you're gonna solve some problems, some equations, and it's gonna be wrong sometimes when you're learning, but the goal is to learn. So, and that can feel really bad as a Taurus, a North Node especially, because the moon is exalted in there. And then it's going to be uncomfortable in dealing with that moon exaltation, dealing with those exalted feelings and emotions, but that's what you are here to learn, right? And then you can always do some South Node magic and go deep into your pleasures, into your passions, into your frustrations, and go deep into privacy and your own internal realm to recharge, build up safety again, and to remind yourself what is the purpose behind those learning processes. So you can be fixed, stable, and sometimes stubborn. Stubborn doesn't always mean bad. Imagine you might be right in a point, in a routine, in a idea, in a principle, in a value, and everybody else is telling you, no, you're wrong. Okay, that's the time to be stubborn, and you might be uncomfortable with that. You might be uncomfortable in maintaining your stance, physically speaking. No, yeah, you keep doing that, you keep doing that, you keep not doing other stuff that others tell you, oh, you can make more money doing that, oh, but it's better doing that, you're gonna look better doing that, but you have this fixed idea or purpose in how to achieve your own stage, how to achieve your own stability, how to achieve your own life, physical life, where you can have your values, your sophistication, your purpose, and your pleasure in that routine. So your life becomes a routine in the best sense possible, because it makes sense, it's practical, it's physical, it's realistic, I mean, and it has your purpose, your values, and pleasure. But you might feel uncomfortable in doing those things as well, but more likely in maintaining your ground when everybody else, or even you, telling you otherwise, because your North Node can make you uncomfortable in those situations. So it's up to you to really just keep doing it until you really feel comfortable and fixed, and you are able to sustain yourself in your own way of making sense, being realistic, and having structure, safety, privacy, pleasure, sophistication, and purpose in your life, applied always to reality. Okay, so thank you for watching. Remember, these videos are general, so everybody can have access to them. So if you want to know more about your North Node or any other alignments, book a reading with me. Until the next time, enjoy yourself, and I'll see you soon.